Research on home ownership suggests many first-time buyers are turning to mom and dad for help.
The personal finance website Bankrate.com found 26% of younger home buyers relied on family money, like help from their parents, to afford a down payment. The average down payment for a first-time home buyer is $26,700. That's about 8% of the average home price. Joining us now to help put all this into perspective is Pierre Debbas. He's managing partner at Romer Debbas. They're a real estate firm here in New York. Good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
So talk about it. I mean, just how big of a trend is this right now? Is it something recent? How long has it been happening?
So it's really picked up in the last 5 years because when you look at the market since the pandemic took place, housing prices appreciated between 50 to 100% throughout the country. So we have unequivocally an affordability crisis in America. Now, the entry-level buyer has to lean on their parents to provide some kind of assistance on down payment. When you're talking about your average down payment about $26,000, your median home price in the country is roughly $425,000. And a lot of banks will require 10% down payment. It takes majority of Americans their lifetime to save that money. So it is a huge problem what we have in the country.
Let's talk about the impact here. What does this do to the market? Why is this important?
So it's going to drive up pricing because now it's additional liquidity. And I will tell you, in the next 10 years, we have the greatest transfer of wealth in U.S. history that's going to take place. There's about $84 trillion of wealth that's expected to be transferred in the next decade. What do people do when they inherit money? They use the first dollar to go buy a home. So when you have a higher purchasing price power, I really think that housing prices in the country only continue to appreciate, even after the astronomical level of appreciation we've seen.
So yeah, let's look ahead. Any market changes or regulatory changes on the horizon that could change this trend in some way or another?
Not at all. The only thing that could impact it, so by gifting money, generally is a gift tax due. But in order to gift the money tax-free, you're able to utilize an estate tax exemption while you're alive. So unless that is taken out of the equation, this trend continues and only grows.
So interesting to see. Does it concern you at all that this happens in terms of other people who are trying to get into the market?
You know, it's concerning in some ways. Affordability in general is concerning. But I do, I empathize with your entry-level buyer that if you have access to this ability to have additional capital, why not, right? Like, I mean, it's such an undaunting task to enter the housing market. The barrier to entry has gone up so significantly in the last 5 years. I mean, I'm actually concerned that the first-time home buyer will be axed out of the equation for good if something does not change.
Yeah. Pierre Debbas, really good information. Thanks. Good to see you. Coming up, you could say they saw the signs. Swedish 90s band Ace of Base is back together, kind of.
Yeah, when we come back, the new documentary about their meteoric rise to fame. So don't turn around. You're watching Morning News Now. Welcome back. Looks like baseball superstar Juan Soto will be staying in New York, but instead of wearing Yankee pinstripes,